Welcome to ZimRights Audible, a monthly human rights podcast brought to you by the Zimbabwe Human Rights Association. We capture for you all the key human rights developments in Zimbabwe. To receive this podcast every month, visit our website www.zimrights.org.zw and subscribe. Or send us a WhatsApp message on +263 734 053 955. Following the release of Godfrey Kurawone, Hopo Chingono, Jacob Ngarivume, and Job Sikala, the four have told horror stories of prison life. It is meant for animals, said Godfrey. It is meant to break you, said Jacob. They spoke about overcrowding, lack of ablution facilities, poor sanitation, and non-existent COVID-19 measures. This brings into focus the need for prison reform. ZimRights has donated sanitizers and masks to prisons in Harare, Gwanda, Mutare, Masvingo, and Midlands in an effort to alleviate the situation. Without comprehensive reform, these remain just but a drop in the ocean. Godfrey Kurawone narrates the ordeal.
The situation in my prisons haifadzi kuona. Hairatidziki senge yakagadzirwa takare vanhu anoita senge yakagadzirwa mhuka. Why am I saying so? Right from mablankets anofukwa nevasungwa handinyore kuti kuedze ukarara mablankets avo ane inda dzinoruma dzakawanda. Something chekuti administration yepajere yaifanira kungogadzirisa kuti inda dzigoramba dzichibuilda pajere. And also there is mosquito isingasprayiwi yekuti zvinonetsa kuti uwedzerwe upe dzakabata jere. And other thing ndezvekuti utano chaiko, I mean hygiene, hapana hygiene, because you find out kuti the biggest chunk of the inmates are mentally challenged people. About 75 to 80% of the inmates are very well. So you know they are associated in China. Saka, considering that there is only one toilet and only one bathroom used by more than 350 people. So we not the situation is so there is a high risk of cholera and typhoid. And also near chikafu chacho vazhinji vachona vanotambura nemalnutrition anoiti pelagra inooneka paskin kuti munhu ari kudya chikafu chisina kumira zvakanaka. So nyaya yechikafu chacho zvinonetsa because hapana balanced diet. Kutongoziva kuti everyday ndo life yedu yekuti masikati modya nespinach isina mafuta, manheru modya nebeans dzisina mafuta. That's the everyday life yekuprison. So if it's utano chaiwo unonetsa kunge uripo.
Weaponization of the law. Despite the release on bail and acquittal of other political prisoners, the weaponization of the law continued. On the 24th of August, 3 activists were arrested for protesting at the courts over the arrest of Job Sikala. These were Terence Manjengwa, Blessed Changara, and Barnabas Gura. They are still languishing in prison after bail denial. ZINASU President Takudzwa Ngaziwore was arrested for the second time on the 10th of September for addressing a press statement 101 meters from Impala car rental, demanding that Impala discloses information relating to the abduction of 22-year-old Tawanda Muchehiwa. He is languishing in prison after bail has been denied. On the 24th of September, Harare Magistrate Bianca Makwande ordered the detention of Harare West Member of Parliament Joanna Mamombe pending psychiatric examination. This flag founder, Ivan Mawarire, has described this step as pure evil. Militia attacks ZINASU leaders and journalists. On the 10th of September, unknown armed men attacked ZINASU leaders during a press conference held 101 meters from Impala car rental premises. Journalists were also attacked, and their cameras and recording equipment were destroyed in the process. Human rights groups roundly condemned this attack. See our statement on our website. Listen to the MISA director condemn the attack on journalists as evidence of state business collusion.
Journalists in Zimbabwe continue to perform or execute their constitutionally guaranteed rights in the line of fire in Zimbabwe. This was evident with the attacks of journalists while they were carrying their duties at Sinaso press conference near the Impala car rental house. You can clearly see a case of state business collusion in violating human rights. And at the center of this crisis is the ease or the reflex with which the government or those that are linked to the government or those that have got a direct benefit to the continued violations of human rights in Zimbabwe has, especially within this case, whereby the media become the soft target. This was seen by the way with which journalists were pummeled. Some lost their tools of trade. Some were picked injuries. And allegations are that police was standing nearby and did nothing whatsoever to protect journalists that were under siege.
Extrajudicial killings. The state has been implicated in the alleged extrajudicial killing of two Chivu men, 20-year-old Ifane Jani and 45-year-old Elliot Chihambakwe, on the 6th of September. The two were alleged to have opened fire on police officers in Chivu, killing one Lance Corporal Mupanyanga and seriously injuring Corporal Peter Jirevo. Human rights groups have called this a case of extrajudicial killing. The police paraded the dead bodies in the streets in scenes described as barbaric. ZimRights condemns all violence and believes suspected criminals should have been arrested and brought before the courts of law. FIDH and ZimRights deplore persecution of dissenters. ZimRights and the International Federation for Human Rights, FIDH, have condemned the persecution of dissenters. In a statement released on the 11th of September 2020, the two organizations said the targeted attacks on dissenting voices by the state are clearly aimed at morally exhausting, silencing, punishing, impoverishing, and physically injuring the targeted individuals and exposing them to the risk of contracting the coronavirus while arbitrarily detained in prisons. See full statement on our website. Featured event, the Devolution Series, Episode 2 to 4, Unpacking Devolution. In the month of September, we continued with our high-level Devolution Series. The series featured Professor Tim Muriti from Cape Town, who spoke about the peace potential of devolution. He warned against devolution light and said real devolution gives real power to communities, not mere delegation. In episode 3, Mr. Patrick Karanja from Kenya's Ministry of Devolution spoke about devolution and inclusive economy. Episode 4 featured Swiss ambassador to Zimbabwe, Mr. Nicolas Yeager, who spoke about equity, participation, and direct democracy. You can see all the episodes on our YouTube channel, going live on the 28th of September. Visit our website under Resources for the Shona and Ndebele translations of our Guide to Understanding Devolution. ZimRights launches ZimRights Live on the 28th of September in commemoration of the International Day for Universal Access to Information. ZimRights Live brings together ZimRights media platforms incorporating its Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and this podcast. In addition, ZimRights will launch its brand new YouTube channel. These tools are part of ZimRights' digital activism strategy, designed to provide a variety of tools for human rights activists to undertake positive acts to advance the human rights cause. Speaking ahead of the launch, ZimRights National Director Zikamai Beri said ZimRights' digital activism strategy was meant to bring human rights information and advocacy tools into the hands of as many people as possible at the touch of a button.
In this digital age, many people, especially the young and the diaspora community, are eager to close the borders and build a formidable human rights community. ZimRights is ready to facilitate such a transformation.
For more information about the launch, visit our website. Community advocacy, land conflicts. ZimRights has been documenting several cases of land conflicts in Masvingo, Chiredzi, Hwange, and Harare. On the 3rd of September, the National Army demolished houses in Belvedere West that were alleged to have been built illegally on the space reserved for the Heroes Acre. Although there was a court order, ZimRights condemned the manner in which the demolitions were carried out. Visit our website for a full report on this matter. Human rights campaigns, threats to peace, what we can all do. In September, ZimRights launched a peace quiz to get an overall appreciation of the core things disturbing peace in communities as we celebrated the International Day of Peace, marked every 21st of September. The feedback from our members across the country constitute the special report on threats to peace in Zimbabwe, what we can all do. Visit our website to download the report. COVID-19 response. Despite the decrease in COVID-19 statistics, ZimRights still believes the fight against the spread of the virus is still on. ZimRights has therefore continued distribution of hygiene packs and masks. During the month of September, donations were made to Harare Remand Prison, Kwekwe Prison, Chiwundura Council Clinic, Masikana Rural Clinic in Marondera East, and Dombwe Clinic in Murewa South. See our social media for more awareness messages. ZimRights Audible, Water Crisis in Epworth. As we mentioned in our Rights in Crisis report, while the rest of the world are fighting the COVID-19 pandemic, Zimbabweans are fighting several other pandemics on top of COVID-19. In Epworth, the fight against COVID-19 has almost become impossible as the lack of access to clean and safe water has resulted in the community gathering at the infamous Pool of Death for the precious liquid, disregarding COVID-19 regulations. The community members tell their water tales.
tichiwachisa tichigeza pamwiri ichinosuka mapureti kumba haina utano hwakanaka iri kutokonzeresa kuti nyango ukatota chigubhu pasi unonga ukaruka mwana atononga kapo wakurambidza mwana kuti usamwa mvura yekudhemu asi anenge atomwa saka haina chairi kugadzira muupenyu taomerwa todawo zvibhorani tinodawo kuti mutiitirewo zvinhu zvinotiita kuti mvura itirerukire yatinomwa mukati mekurarama nemhuri navana mukati medzimba dzimwe nguva unokangana kuti ndasiya chigubhu chine mvura unotowana mwana abikisa sadza mvura yeyo saka haisi kupa utano iri kutikonzeresa hosha nezvirwere izvozvi takazara padhemu patiri kuti vamwe vari kutora mvura yemapureti vamwe vari kutora mvura yekunoshandisa paisingakodzeri munofira vanhu mudhemu saka utano hatisi kurarama zvakanaka muupenyu hwatiri kurarama.
ZimRights blog. The recent footage of the 3 female MDC activists who alleged abduction and are being accused by the state for faking their own abduction has brought new questions on the right to privacy. Onward Ushe Matija interrogates on whether the footage being released of the girls is not violating their right to privacy. We welcome your feedback. If you have updates to share with us, email info@zimrights.org.zw. If you want to be involved in our work, feel free to join us as a member. Use the link on our website to join our big family and make a difference in your community.